Good morning, everyone. This is, of course, your friendly neighborhood Liger here, and today I'm gonna be reviewing this crypto-based social media website called Twetch, which is powered by the Bitcoin SV blockchain. And in this video, we're gonna be going through the general overview, the tokenomics, and basically everything you need to know about Twetch before using it. Now, Twetch is basically an Twitter alternative. I've reviewed a lot of these crypto social media websites, obviously, in the past. Most of them been trying to do this sort of a mixture between Facebook and Twitter, while having the Twitter style of a layout and feeds, but simultaneously also having a lot of like these sort of group options and community options blended in. Some of them also have implemented a bit more of a Reddit type of a style top of it, but I would say that Twitch is a lot more trying to be like Twitter, but also having a bit different, like a monetization angle to it, which we're obviously going to be discussing in a second. And Twitch, like the tagline of them is like own your own data is kind of like their tagline here. And obviously that's something that a lot of other decentralized social media are talking about, platforms that are censorship resistant and also trying to just, bring an edge that is going to be beneficial for the actual users and not having their data stolen, and maybe they also can make some money with it. So Twitch is kind of like a pay-to-play model of sort, or pay-to-view type of a model what they have here. So as you probably have stared at the screen, you're seeing these numbers like, what? I have to pay for following people on the platform? And yes, you have to, except the Twitch official account and some other bots. And by the way, the follow button seems to be not working as of right now, because as you see I'm clicking, it's not allowing me to follow them. But I can actually click into their profiles and see the feed here, even though it's for some reason not allowing me to follow them. Now, what is the benefit, or the kind of like the big idea behind having paid postings and paid following? So first of all, people who are getting followed, so if people are going to be following me, I will be making money out of that. So there's an actual like a direct revenue model here. And this can be used as an OnlyFans alternative, for example, or anything where you want to have paid content behind a paywall. And also, it has a certain type of a legitimacy, because in Twitter you have, and other social media websites have a lot of bots, a lot of fake comments and fake views, fake followers. And by having a system where you have to pay for that, it's like less easy to bot the system, so to speak. So there are, a lot of benefits when it comes to that. Like, it would be very hard to bot, because you would have to create many accounts, deposit money to them, and then follow. And obviously there would be, a cost to actually bot, but at least the user or the owner would get a lot of money by people doing that. And we're going to be doing a couple of test runs here on the actual platform. I have topped up some money to my wallet here, so roughly around $1. There's a lot of integrations here in terms of, if people are familiar with the BSV ecosystem, you got like Hand Cash, a money button. I think most people are aware of those. I'm not familiar with Dot Wallet and RelayX, but these are like ways to basically filter out money into Twetch. You also get your seed phrase for the actual wallet. So you are in real ownership here. It's not a custodial wallet or anything like that. So the money that I have here is actually within my seed phrase as of right now. They also have recently created own NFTs on the platform, and you can get these by, I think, being just posting on, on the actual platform and doing things. And obviously, like, the way that the smart contracts work on these UTXO based chains are slightly different from other smart contract blockchains, which use the Ethereum virtual machine or something else. So perhaps in some ways they're a lot more simpler, and in some ways they're also, working and functioning a bit differently. There's a bunch of different settings, obviously, which are, kind of like behind a paywall. So dark mode, surprisingly, is behind a paywall, and dark mode is something that I like, as many people know. Advanced search is behind the paywall. Then there's also a tweet from actual Twitch account, which is interesting to me as well. So I think that's like a sort of a promotional type of a thing. And that's kind of like the thing. So these are like features that some people are willing to pay for. Some people take them as granted, as something that things should be inherently free. And there can be obviously always conversations about that. And I think that there are always room for, you know, this sort of more premium experiences where people are, you know, you have this sort of a paid system and then you have free systems. You can have both in the same market. I don't see any problem with that. There's also private messages here. Far as I know, these are also behind a paywall, but after you buy it, I think you don't need to pay again. So these are fully encrypted, so that is a very good thing. So people who are worried about the encryption on certain other platforms might be interested in stuff like this. There's also a referral program in the system, so in case you're going to be joining in, I will be getting 10% of all of your Twitch revenue, what they're spending. So you can also make money from that platform. And obviously some people have made money from here. It's not exactly, well, you can't really make money with Twitter. I mean, yes, you can like indirectly show your affiliate links and videos, but overall, like, Twitter is not really great for content creators. Like, not really a lot of ways to make money outside from like Brave donations and things like these, which are not like super highly adapted in the first place. So we haven't really had like a proper tipping coin as right now, like, which is very widely used. So this is something you want to think about. Now, we also have to consider the aspect of when you're going to be running a system which is going to be behind a paywall, how much actually that is going to be affecting the actual user base on the platform. How many people are using Twitch? And we're going to be using the source as Alexa rankings, which is not exactly the best detriment to tell you about the activity of the actual platform, but it gives you a bit of an idea. So current rank is 420k, which is quite low. Now, to give you a bit of an understanding, like how low, like the Alexa ranking of Twitter is like 3, okay? Nobody is expecting it to be as large as Twitter. But when you go into some other Twitter alternatives, we have twetch.app, which is like a Bitcoin-based Twitter, which is have free postings, but you can tip in Bitcoin, by the way. Also horrible, bad monetization model there. And that's ranked at 57,000, so like 8 times larger than Twitch. Then you have, obviously, well, this is actually, let me actually go back here for Gab. Gab is obviously one of the biggest one, probably the largest alternative, 1,800 as of right now, the ranking. And then you have Mastodon, which is kind of like decentralized hubs without no crypto whatsoever. And that is like ranked at, I think this was 84,000. So when we really compare to a lot of the alternatives, Twitch is not really that big. So how realistic is to make like $100 a month from Twitch? I don't know. I have no idea. Now everybody also have like numbers as their hashtags, so people can't really reserve like certain company names and brands and all these types of things. So that's also kind of like makes sense a bit of the platform. And apparently like Harry has 981, so I guess he had made like $10 from these followers, or is it like $100? My math is not checking out. So basically, if I want to follow him, I'm going to be following, and then we're going to be like going into an authorization point here. Basically, can we actually like do this follow without using hand cash? Can I just use like wallet and receive? Okay, let's try that again. Okay, now that I have actually, managed to send the money into the hand cash account, I was able to finally follow one of the people on the actual platform. Now let's kind of look into also creating a post on the platform. I'm going to be going into my YouTube channel. I'm going to be copying one of my latest videos, copying the link address, and going to be posting that into Twitch. Here is my latest exchange review out of Bbox, and we're going to be putting the link there, and these are going to be costing 2 cents. You can also put up an encryption on them, so you can revoke Twitch's access to it later in case you so desire. You can also add GIFs here in case you want to. Then there's meme support as well. They're actually loading a bit slowly here, but just wait a couple of seconds. It might actually be my internet, but These are kind of nice too. So you have like a category of different things here. We can add this here, for example, and you can even add, like, generate your own memes here, which is kind of cool. So that's a very nice feature, which I haven't seen before. I think this is a feature for polls. And for polls, like, I love polls. I love doing them on Twitter, but on a platform like Twitch, where you don't really have that many users and you need people to follow you, and it may not be the actual most convenient thing. If I remember right, there is no actual hashtags on the platform, or they're not supported. But let's actually do the post now. Oh yeah, there's the emojis as well in case they want to use them. Let's add one of those. Post, and now it's basically posting it in. And this also kind of like prevents people from like spamming and making comments that are generally, you know, something that people wouldn't necessarily consider, like, you know, reading or whatever. And now we have done a post. It's probably going to be taking a couple of minutes or something to show up. Meanwhile, we can also look at the features tab. So basically, because BSV doesn't have any sort of a funding program or treasury, they basically have to like get the actual features in through donations. So there are different things which, you know, they are building here: transaction histories, rolling addresses, a mute option is missing here. That's something you maybe want to have, you know, obviously. But then again, like, muting sometimes kind of goes against just the main core principles of censorship resistant media. Not to say that this is what they're trying to do. I don't actually know what is their position on that. Audio and video calls, that's a feature that's going to be coming out probably soon. So there are different things that they are working. So there's a bit of a roadmap here of sorts. But that's always going to be dependent on people actually donating here, how many users you actually need, how big a community need to actually get those, you know, goals actually met is another question. But apparently I'm not able to see my tweets or twitches. One of the things you can also do is you can tip people also, like, okay, there's like a post here. And I can give them a punch, which is giving them 2 cents basically. So by doing good tweets on the platform, you can also get paid from that. So there is like forms of, you know, in multiple ways to basically revenue by getting people following you, or just donating and twitching out on your posts on the actual platform. But obviously, like, it can be a bit of a like not very inclusive for people in third world, where you have to pay that much for a basic post. So somebody can argue maybe posting should be a 1 cent, and maybe following should be costing 5 cents. So there are different questions to be had. What should be the actual cost of these services? What are the right numbers there? It's a lot of a tweaking type of a question, and depending on what prices you set, that's how, you know, it's going to be having an impact on the actual, you know, the user base that's going to be on the actual platform. But let me try to do another post here. Trying out the platform at the moment. Can't even type properly. But let's see if this actually would go through. Maybe the previous post didn't go through. Okay, let's see. We view it. Okay, now it actually went through. So maybe the previous post that I did didn't show up. Maybe there's like my ad blocker is you know, removing the posts or whatever. Let's try that. But as you can see, there were a couple of technical difficulties here. Okay, that was actually the thing that was blocking different things here. And indeed, hashtags do work on the platform, so that's something you can check out. But that's pretty much my rundown of Twitch. It's an interesting economical model. It needs a lot of promotion. It needs a lot of users to be like a actual very viable financial option for a lot of people. Obviously, a lot of those NFTs which they have been giving away have been selling for hundreds, so some people have obviously made money with the platform. But I will be, you can ask me on 1 month or 2 months from now, whatever, have I made anything or what. But thanks for watching. I will be seeing you guys on the next video, whenever it may be. Until then, see you soon.